Hey everyone, welcome to Jim Talks, episode number 29. Today I want to talk a bit about lead magnets, specifically lead magnets for real estate, obviously. A lot of people are looking at handing out a similar report. There's a lot of lead magnets. I mean, real estate, as a realtor, there's been a lot of leads trying to be given or trying to accumulate leads by giving out or by offering these lead magnets. Let me start with buyers. The most popular buyer site or the most popular lead magnet, which I guess is not even a lead magnet, is you go to a site and you say search for your home in this area, right? And then what happens is once they do a search, you'll say, hey, how would you like to continue to get a list of homes in that area? And most people will put them on a list and trickle up and trickle to them with a list of, or every time a house becomes available in that area. It's not a very strong lead magnet, I don't think. It doesn't compel people to actually give up an email and their phone number, right? So the other thing I would look at, and so the other I guess audience is when trying to entice buyers to give you their email address. So the lead magnet that most people are giving up to entice buyers is a free home evaluation or free home valuation. And again, this is a similar thing. They'll type in their address, and then what happens is a realtor will try to follow up with them and say they need more information. So these, people, buyers and sellers have caught on, and they're not, I guess, following or not open to those lead magnets as much as they were before. Okay, so the key with a lead magnet too is it really has to provide good value, and good value. You really have to think outside the box here, and what would somebody be looking for, right? So the content. So for example, in the case of a seller, and again, I would focus most of my effort on looking for sellers. So a good lead magnet for a seller is how to prepare your home for sale to maximize the price that you would get, for example, in a specific area. In fact, I would actually have the lead magnet say that. So for example, let's say you're selling homes in Las Vegas. So how to prepare your home to get the maximum price in Las Vegas, right? Or how to prepare your Las Vegas home to make sure you get your maximum price. So you want to be very specific. You want to be on that niche. Now, don't try to make it generic and so it's just how to get your house ready, right? So that's I think that's a good lead magnet, and how you present that could be in a number of different ways. So the format. So number one is the content, and again, number two is you want to be very specific. The number three thing you want to do in creating a lead magnet is you want to look at the how you deliver that. Right. So, and you don't want to make it. You want to make it something that's consumable or that they can consume very quickly. So you don't want it to be, like a 20 or 30 page document that they have to, with checklists and things they have to do. They want to be able to consume that lead magnet fairly quickly. So one of the things you could do is you could break it up. So maybe you want to offer this as an email course over a period of 2 or 3 weeks. So you could say the 7 or 10 steps that you need to do to prepare your home to get the maximum price for that home in Las Vegas. So then what you would do is you would have many steps, and you would send them one of those steps every 2 or 3 or 4 days, or maybe make it a week. I mean, I wouldn't go that long as a week in real estate, or maybe you would, depending on the market and depending on how active your market is. So it's something you're going to have to judge. So one of the things you could do is you could offer an email. The other thing is you could do is you could have a seminar or a webinar. So you could invite people to the webinar, and you could have that pre-recorded, and so that they would go to the webinar and they would see your information on how to prepare your home for sale to get the maximum price for that home in Las Vegas. You could create a PDF report, but if you're going to create a PDF or a report or a white paper, again, you don't want to make it that long that it's not too hard to consume. So what you could do is you could actually create use a PowerPoint to create a slide deck with maybe 10 or 15 pages where each one of the pages has a step on it, and then you could save that to a PDF. And and those look more concise. Those look more easily consumable. And so that's one of the other ways. Another way, another format you could use is just a checklist, right? So you could have, the 21 things you need to do or the 50 things you need to do. Checklist, because they're so quick and they're short, because they're not providing a lot of content, they're just a checklist. You could have, a higher number of steps. Whereas if you're talking about a PDF or a report or a webinar, you'd want to make it fewer steps. And you can just combine all those other steps into, a hierarchy of steps. And then the last thing is a video or a video series. So similar to an email course, you could do a video, and then you could send out a subsequent video, and you could send out, 6 or 7 videos in that series. But so keep in mind, when you're creating a lead magnet, number one, it has to provide value. Number two, it should be very specific to your audience, to your niche. And number three is decide on the platform you want so that people are able to consume it where they want to consume it. Okay, that's what I want to talk about tonight, and have fun creating your lead magnet to be able to bring in lots of leads. Thanks very much, and good night.